Looking to support Black-owned businesses in the Milwaukee area? Download the MKE Black mobile app, now available on Android and iPhone devices. Find your new favorite Black-owned restaurants, boutiques, and more in the Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine areas. MKE Black also supports local Black businesses with events, grants, and marketing. To learn more, visit us at mkeblack.org. Once again, that's mkeblack.org.
Gotta be twice as good to get half they got. Mama told me young who I was, they thought that we forgot. Born kids and quiz, your research and you can see the plot. Damn, shame we watching our people die by these crooked cops. Freddie Gray, say his name. Sandra Bland, say her name. Sabine Smith, say his name. Jay Anderson, say his name. Breonna Taylor, say her name. George Acevedo, say his name. George Floyd, say his name. That's a damn. This a new day coming from the bottom. Had to get it, screen no justice, no peace, and I'm with it. We'll tear it all down so we can finally get up. Put your right fist in the air, you rockin' with us. 100 years we've been fighting, but we still here. Since 55 we've been marching, but we still here. They said Jim Crow been gone, but we still here. But we still here, yeah, we still here. King had a dream I got to live when I went to school. Malcolm taught me.
Introduce yourself, tell a story, and we're gonna get right into this.
Perfect. Would you like to go first?
No, I'll let you go first.
Okay. You sure? All right.
No, I'll follow your lead.
Well, I'm just great to be here. My name is Robert. I am co-founder of Milwaukee Artists for Racial Justice, the medic for the People's Revolution, and just another Black young man that's an organizer in the community, uplifting our people and out for the revolution. So it's great to be here on this Wednesday evening. We still taking the streets, even though it's the winter time. So yeah, that's just really great to be here. And shout out to everybody watching, tune in, share it. Cardboard Love Paint, that's our hashtag. So I'll just do a brief intro like that.
Hi, I'm Zena Smith, co-founder of R&Z Urban Art Gallery with my late husband, Rob Smith. Just thankful for being here and the invitation and just to get the word out on our brand, Art Save Me, and that movement. So thank you.
Yeah, okay. Well, I would say we're honored to have you. I know they're honored as well, but I'm honored to have you guys on the show. Art is something that, I've always admired. Me, myself, personally, I can't. I'm not very artistic, but it's always been still that awe for me because, it's hard to do. So seeing the stencil for the first time, like that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I always wondered where it came from. You know what I mean? And then me and Rob met.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
But we're gonna introduce George Floyd as well. That's who we have on the board.
Definitely.
The late George Floyd. And we're gonna have a moment of silence for George Floyd. Yeah, let's do this, y'all. It's sad we got to do that, but that's how you honor.
He's with the ancestors now.
They got this little, some police officers. They got in trouble for sending around a card.
Oh, the Valentine's
Day card.
I heard about that. I didn't see it though. What was the graphic?
So it was just a picture of him, and it said it was a picture of George Floyd, and it said, "You take my breath away."
Yeah, that's very insensitive. That's very insensitive. And I just think about what Michelle Obama said: when they go low, we go high. And it's a skill. It's something that we have to be intentional about, because we react. We can get caught up in emotional reactions to just the insults that come from the system, on top of the corruption, and the culture, I should say, from the mindset of people like that, to be that insensitive,
Not even just insensitivity, just to completely take it as a joke.
Right.
In somebody's life.
Completely disrespect. And so with art, on the flip side, as you see the stencil behind us, we was able to and continue to really just capture the beauty and the legacy of this individual because of things like that. The things people will try to tarnish, make fun of somebody just because they don't know them, or whatever deeper it is in this situation, like a real dislike for self, a self-hatred. That's what they say, that the opposite of self-love is, self-hatred. So you just pour that out, and we combat that with art, because like Sarah said, art is therapy. It is very therapeutic. Saying things like that isn't going to help anybody.
That's right. You want to introduce yourself? You want to tell us a little about you?
No, I mean, everything you say, I agree with. We have to, it's up to us as a community. And it's not a community, it doesn't depend on the color of our skin, because it's just the community that, if we see something like that, we can't find it funny. We can't take it as a joke. We can't lately hard comment it on any social media, because when we give a certain amount of people that pass, they take it and they kind of run with it, and they think that that's okay, know? So, I mean, no, I don't like it at all.
So tell us a little bit about Art Save Me.
Art Save Me is
shirt you wearing?
Yeah, the shirt that you're wearing here.
Yeah,
I'm representing. I'm representing.
Most definitely.
Yeah, Rob and I opened up R&Z Urban Art Gallery April 6th of 2019, and we really wanted the movement not only to be around just getting people in and being able to be creative and have an outlet, but also for the kids to realize, and just youth in general, just to realize that you can do something creative, that there's so many other paths out here in life that sometimes aren't really spoken about in our community. So we just wanted a general statement, but it's crazy because that general statement became so much more to both of us. So Rob definitely used art as a way to see himself out of a lot of trouble in his young adult life. He was incarcerated, and when he was released, art and photography really gave him a new path and a new lease on life. For myself, I've always used it as therapeutic reasons, just growing up and as my escape out of, whatever reality it was, or just to, do something that kept me sane. So, and even now in the situation we're in, art is definitely something I can tune to and just turn to just make unpositive days positive. So
that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, straight up, it is. That's beautiful. Before I introduce myself, I'll tell you how I met Zena, came across the whole message, the vision, Art Saved Me. It was unfortunately hearing about what happened to her husband December 19th, 2020, so a short time ago. But I think it was news that shook us all once you realized where it happened, how it happened, and who he was, and as someone with the platform, Milwaukee Artists for Racial Justice, it automatically just grabbed my attention, from the moment I heard about it and seen it, it was on my heart. I was compelled to reach out to Zena. She didn't even know me. She didn't know I existed. She didn't know nothing about me. But when I met her, I forgot how I reached out to her because I found her on Facebook, and I saw one of your close friends that's like family. I forgot the bro name, but he was posting stuff, and I just shot her an inbox. I was like, hey, this is who I am. I'm Robert with Milwaukee Artists for Racial Justice. We've been putting out this art in the community since the summer about George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Joe Acevedo. We make these stencils, and I just want to let you know that we're here for you as an art community. We want to help you through this time as a art community, because you know when you're a part of the community, it's not just the person next to you, but it's the people you can't see that's a part of your community too. You know, so you really got to extend. You know what I mean? You have to extend that hand, that arm further than what you can see, because that's really helping. You know, and I believe that, and so that's the motivation that I came with when I reached out to her. And since December, what we did was the action that we did. We met in person at her store, at art gallery, which is on
823 West National.
823 plug West National RZ Urban Art Gallery. Met her there, and we bought shirts. So with the funds that we raised from selling protest art, as you see behind me this summer, we made a nice size donation of $500 and bought 20 shirts, because I mean, Rob has 6 kids,
8 children,
and I'm a father too. So I mean, and we got the same first name. It's just so many different things, you know. Like I told Zena a little personal tad bit the day I heard about it, what happened to Rob. I had just got an HOC myself. You know what I mean? And when she told me that, I was like, man, this felt like somebody. Rob Smith felt like somebody I was going to meet very soon, like for real. Especially if COVID hadn't happened, and if they would have been able to really put that energy out that they was planning to put out in the time that they planned to put out, barring COVID. Oh yeah, we would have ran into bro. We would have ran into him on a whole nother level in his light, you know, doing his thing. And you know, COVID didn't stop anything, and it's not gonna stop anything. So long story short, we made the donation, the shirts, and just continue to be a support. Now I know her. Now I'm never gonna act like I don't know her now, and what that mission and that message stand for. Because in the time when I was and the team was creating this art that we was doing, the protest art this summer, I was in a real low place. So I felt like art saved me. You know, this past year I was dealing with unemployment, dealing with custody issues, all these different personal things, and just using what I knew I could create through art and other people really saved me. So that message, it was a no-brainer. You know, I just couldn't wait to meet her and support her and show her some real love. Word.
That's dope, man.
Yeah,
it is. That's just like, you know, I've been through some pain as well, you know. So if I had a way to get out of it, you know, mine would be to, you know, flip. Because me and my brother, we used to do gymnastics. So, you know, I could flip some stress off. So,
but you know, the part of the movement is that it doesn't matter what your art is. Your art is that you can move your body like that.
Yeah,
that's an art. You know what I mean? If you cut hair, that's an art form. If you do nails out here, that's an art form. That's all part of the movement. So if that's what's saving you, and if that's what's taking you away from whatever negative space, it's your art. It's saving you.
That's right. That's right. That's why that message is it's so powerful.
Ain't it powerful, man?
It is.
It's personal, and it's like mission.
Yeah. So you want to introduce ways that people can, you know, be saved by art as well, or even, you know, people that feel where the message is in their heart to want to, you know, come and support y'all.
All right. So we mentioned before, I have a gallery space. So the gallery space is used in a couple different ways. We do have sip and paints, monthly sip and paints, or other events that are there.
I just went to a sip and paint. I got to people like experience stories, reviews.
Yeah.
So a live review to sip and paint was great.
Yeah.
I mean, great vibe. You know, it was set up like tables, like long tables. You had your little 16 by 20 canvas. You start the background and that's painting, but it was great. It was
But it was the vibe though, right?
The vibe. It was black and brown faces, people of color. It was safe. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So definitely want to give a safe place for people to be able to create and do their thing. Because I think sometimes we don't hear enough positivity about what we can do. And then it turns into a stifled adult. I don't want to have stifled adults in the building. You do whatever you do. Even if you take paint, put it on your hands and put it on the canvas, that's what you did today. Be proud of it. That's okay. So the gallery space is for that too. It's also a rental space if any artists are looking to come and rent space and need studio space. Any small groups that are out there that want a dance studio space, even a workout space, whatever, you can get in contact with me and let me know what you're thinking about, and just all positive things inside the gallery. So
y'all make sure y'all go check the gallery out.
Yeah, like the ceiling it's like glow in the dark, but it's made of like
it's LED. Like LED clouds. It was actually like one of the last things Rob and I worked on together in the gallery. So we worked for a couple weeks on that. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of climbing up that ladder, but it's pretty
beautiful,
cool.
Though. You gotta check it out. It looks like pillow feather. Yeah.
That's dope. That sounds dope. See how you can just grasp art, like they can just explain it so well. Artists just have that creative mind to where they know every detail to get you to understand their art. It's always a primitive definition for something.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Art is most definitely beautiful. Art can save you. I believe in the message 100%. So y'all should most definitely go to the art gallery. Check out the gear. See what your color is. You got different shirt colors?
We do. We have different shirt colors. We're going to come out with a limited monthly edition shirt every month. So be on the lookout on February 28th for March's Art Save Me edition. So
yeah.
That's what's up, y'all. And I'm guessing Destiny and them are still going through their technical difficulties. They will be zooming in with us shortly. But
I could talk about how we
I wanna ask, in what ways could you say for, to the youth?
That's your shirt.
How can art, save them, In what ways can you provide, encouragement for them to use this as they're out, without it just being, lucrative money-wise, but being something that they mentally need?
Yeah.
I mean, go in your room. Sometimes the kids need a break. I think sometimes we forget. My background is in education, so I think sometimes we forget that kids are people. They have emotions. They have feelings, and it's okay for them to respectfully give themselves a creative outlet. So if they're going in the room and just coloring, and it's for us as a community members in their community to, if I see this in you and I see that you like to color, I see that you like to paint, I see that you like to write poetry, give them a notebook, give them some paintbrushes. Come to the gallery. I'll give them the paintbrushes and the notebooks. What I mean? We have to speak that positivity into our youth, and that art, luckily for us, it did create a way for us. And it is lucrative. It was lucrative for us. So you do have that path in life that we can follow. Sometimes I think it's also kind of said like, oh, well, that's not going to make you money. So you shouldn't do it.
That's
not put each other down like that.
I want to make sure I chime in on that because I hear it a lot.
Yeah.
You do artwork. Well, it's not going to get you any money. It's not going to get you any money.
Rob's favorite line was, your talents will make ways. So we definitely live by that as a couple and as a family. So just push that out there. Definitely
echo that. Kids using their imagination, is we got to make sure that they do that they realize that their imagination is a skill set to be discovered and really just navigated. How can kids engage with art more? I think this past summer at the Sedan, at the Seville annual backpack drive, that was my first time attending your event, bro, and it was beautiful. I mean, the day was perfect. So literally everything else was too. And if it wasn't, we was pressing and pushing and making sure it was, from, you know, over 1,000 kids, 800 backpacks.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And it was right there, Sherman Park.
Yeah.
Right there, Sherman Park. And as a vendor there, Milwaukee Artists for Racial Justice, you know, it was me, myself, and other people from TPR and some other artists, educators. We were just out there with the stencils, with different stencils. Like John Lewis had just passed, so we had the stencil that said "Good Trouble." You know, we had a stencil that said "Black is Beautiful." We had a stencil that said, you know, "You are strong, you are courageous." You know, just those affirmations. You know, color and words is powerful. You know, that's what we talk about. It's art, absolutely. Right? You know, it's art. So just being able to do that and provide that for them, like hours in, we was out there, you know, with the kids and seeing their reactions. I know the rest of the coach, y'all seen it.
Yeah,
how
was excited.
They was excited, right? You know what I mean? And you saw like esteem being built. You saw confidence being built. You saw all these things being built, and it was just, we just provided it for them, and they believed in the ability to create art and paint. You know, so.
Isn't it worth something though, just seeing like the face of a child when you tell them like, oh my God, that's so beautiful, or, oh my God, that's, you know, whatever, or you're so talented, like you just see them shining from within. Like, I don't know, it touches my heart every time I see it.
and I feel like doing the art piece and then them getting the book bag, I think that book bag meant a lot more to them. You know what I mean? Because they not gonna forget the art they created because we gave it to them.
Right
now, they got something that they want to put in the book bag, something that they created already.
That's
you know,
tangible.
it's tangible. You would teach, you know, like the book. When I was a kid, if I ain't had it in my book bag that I wanted, it was getting tossed. You know what I'm saying?
Was open and you
right. Everything hanging out. So providing the backpacks, providing the opportunity to create art, it all came together for the kids.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? So that was great. That was a great experience. I think the kids really, that day, I think it was saving them because it gave them something different to do with each other just on the ground, you know.
That's nice. Like even like when it came to like cleaning out my classroom and everything like that, I still have like a stack this big of a folder of just artwork. Like just artwork. That's the only thing I left at work was my art. Yeah. That's it. And they enjoy like making pictures and coloring and putting who made it on there, even if they trace it.
Right.
I'll still be like this. I don't throw it away. I just keep it. And I show them like, remember when you liked me, you made me this picture.
And when you put it on the board, right?
Especially when they
it makes it to the refrigerator.
Right.
When they get to acting out, I'm like, you want to make another picture?
Right. Exactly.
That get them to chill.
That's that positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
For real. You know, I think bringing people together is art.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It really is. Organizing is an art.
Absolutely.
It's an art. So the skill set that y'all have, there's art in everything. When you say so, Zena?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a firm believer of really recognizing the art in people.
Mm-hmm.
You have a way of speaking in a way. I love it. I can recognize it. I can see it. I can admire it. You know what I mean? So, absolutely. There's art in everything.
Yeah, art encourage the kids, and you know, understanding the message that comes from encouraging the kids, you know, and keeping that creative energy alive in them. You know, because I know when I did it, you know, it wasn't that easy. You know, I waited for Rob to walk off a little bit. I went over there and grabbed a little. I'm like, nah, I ain't go. I can't even do it.
Yeah, and that's yourself talking to you, though.
My spray was everywhere.
Because I bet you when he came back, he was like, "Dude, it's beautiful. It's great. It's amazing." You psyched yourself out.
He probably was surprised, like, "Who did that?"
You made it happen.
Somebody just sprayed that. And left it. The can was all over this way. I'm like, nah, that's kind of messy. You know, but the kids had fun.
Man, it was a beautiful day. I mean, it was a really beautiful day to be able to do that. So more opportunities like that, I can't speak enough. I mean, it was mutual, you know, just being able to provide that when nobody charged anything, you know what I mean? And so all we wanted them is come get them, the kids to come get their time, you know, to receive the resources that was presented that day. It was back in August.
Yeah. So that was the day my brother died.
Right. That was a
So,
snippet.
you know, to see the art for me, you know, that saved me, you know, that day. To see the kids, you know, mainly in one area where, you know, they don't have, you know, the opportunities to create that, you know, that expression in their energy where they can show themselves that they can create something. So to see it firsthand, like, no, they weren't even going to the bouncy house the way they was over there.
They was over there by us tough.
They like, no, we gonna go paint first, and then we gonna.
It was deep,
awesome.
like constantly. You know, it was. We was busy and tired at the end, but it was great.
It's a good tire though.
Yeah. You know, and it was crazy because I felt like the kids understood that it was about justice without really saying it. Like they knew this was about justice. You know what I mean? Like, because we can't think that they don't see these images that we see,
right?
And they process it too, right? You know what I mean? They understand.
They get it.
You know,
but what a way to be able to actually communicate with them what's really happening in our world.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
definitely.
Yep. And then it's like when a lot of kids, when they experience trauma and you ask them what happened, they may not be able to say it, but they can definitely draw you a picture, even if it's how they feel.
Yes, they can.
Like they can definitely go through imagery to even get through that.
Even
so even when giving them,
use.
the colors, everything will be able to just bring it to you. And then it's like even when they are in a happier place, you can see by what their lines and the colors they're using. Like they rely on imagery to express how they feel and what's on their mind. Yeah. So even if they don't understand what they wrote, they know what it means to them. And then once they're older, they'll be able to see the full concept. Like, oh, okay, this is that.
Tara said, that's my wife, y'all. Do you work with other local artists? If so, how do you do that? And she said, tell us about it.
So I am definitely open to it. Would love to work with other local artists in all types of ways. Definitely, I feel like I'm a little bit newer on the art scene. My husband was a huge artist. I was a little bit more in the background. Actually, the other day, a friend of ours lost his brother, and it was the first portrait work that I've ever done. So it turned out pretty well, if I do say myself.
Nice.
But it was so therapeutic, and it took me to such a place where I was so connected to my husband.
Wow.
So it's a little difficult to do. Yeah.
That's emotional.
It was emotional, and I haven't been able to pick up a paintbrush since. So I'm still gearing myself up to do it. But I'm definitely open to working with other artists. I'm more of an abstract and fluid type of artist. But any type of art form I'm open and willing to do and work with, or even coach people on in the little bit I know. So yeah.
That's tight.
I know the feeling, you know, the emotion of seeing something like that. My brother has a mural. Right. So when I seen it, it was just like, you know, it broke me down.
Yeah.
You know, because I was there with him in that moment. And it was just like, you know, and to have his son painted with him, I thought that was, he got the baby in there. So that was dope.
Yeah, Milwaukee Artists for Racial Justice, we've partnered with, you know, different muralists, different other educators and artists. A lot of our artists have been teachers, you know, so the team, you know, like Diana, Christina, Eric, Joseph, those are some of the artists that it's been on the team since day one. Antoinette, Deanna, just photographers, all type of different artists. The goal is, our mission is really to be a platform to fight for justice, you know, and calling out things like police brutality, gun violence, and prosecutorial misconduct. Those are the things that we want to use art to talk about and address, because we have to come at it at all angles. Police brutality, you know, we have to come at it at a conversation that we all can have in all levels, and art does that. How is children who lost loved ones to parents to gun violence, how do they talk about this? You know, how do we really get them to open up and deal with it and watch how they grow and see if what we did if it's helping them? You know, art is a way. You could buy just start drawing, just start creating with your child, you know what I mean, versus whatever, you know what I mean, talking to them or whatever, just see what happens. I think that's another way it can be used too, and we encourage that.
That's good.
That's dope. That's dope. So, Brandon, you want to ask some questions about the art in MKE?
Yeah. So how can people support y'all?
Support me in the movement. Definitely just coming to the gallery, looking out for events. Like I said before, we have the shirts that are for sale, but there's also a couple other artists that are going to be residents in the gallery. Actually, my brother's just starting out. He's painting on shoes. He's super talented. So just coming to see just like new artists out here that are in the community. You can find me on RNZ Urban Art Gallery on Instagram, and then Zena Smith on Instagram and Facebook. So
y'all make sure y'all once again.
Yeah.
Make
Art
sure
Save Me. Straight up.
Art Save Me shirts.
yes, thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah, that back to the the camp you got to do with this art program, that's amazing.
Mm.
You want to tell them, the limits of how far you go with this, because my event, wasn't it? And all that was
Right.
What ways do you all reach out?
It's another round, another level up. But I feel that, yeah, once the summer comes, we'll be more active and get more involved. And Breonna Taylor Day is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of other things coming up. Yeah. So you can catch us out there, and also on Facebook and Instagram too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So y'all make sure y'all do what y'all can to help out too. Y'all could donate cardboard.
Donate cardboard, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they gotta spend money for it. So
Right.
Dude,
I love that the art is on something so attainable though, like cardboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Rob, my husband, always used styrofoam. Like it's
Mhm.
so attainable.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, it's awesome. Just wait for even that imagery for children to be like, I don't need this $100 canvas. I don't need a special paint or a special brush or a special whatever. We can make it on cardboard.
That's true. That's true. Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, right. Like cardboard, come on. So cases of soda. That's
Right,
cardboard. It's thin
right.
cardboard, you know. So
Cereal boxes, we
right,
All
right,
that.
definitely. And that's one of the things that we found out. That's when I knew we had something. Is when I realized this is literally cardboard, love, and paint.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, wow, this can really simplicity, and it can really help the people. This can show everybody that they can do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Let's get this energy up. Let's raise money for the revolution. Let's put money out here for justice. You know, because people, it was the community.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every person that liked or bought piece of the protest art, they felt a connection with it.
Mhm.
Definitely. So,
Especially seeing the faces
yes,
of everybody whose loved one was on the cardboard was like,
Mhm.
whoa, you know, you get that firsthand emotion from them.
definitely.
So to be an artist or to be, you know, the organization that put this type of art out, you know, is amazing.
Definitely. And it's people from the community, you know, right here in Milwaukee. Everybody was from Milwaukee right here. We did this in our city for our people, you know what I mean? And so I was born here. I didn't grow up here, but it is home, you know what I mean? And so being back was a time of really action, you know what I mean? Just looking at what our community needs and what we want to have. It's definitely always time for action, and this is one way to get involved.
Right.
Tap into your art side.
Right.
Your
Right.
artistic
Tap into
side.
it.
Yeah.
Tap into it.
So with the like, remember when the protest first started? Like, one thing that was big on social media was the signs that was on cardboard, and it was mainly like what it was saying.
Yeah.
So, like, to see that you have these images on this cardboard going viral, and now it's like other states doing it, and it's just, you know, it's a big thing now. How did that make you feel?
Like I said, I knew we had someone that when I realized this is cardboard love paint, and it really made the energy that I got from the local community right here in Milwaukee. Yeah, it was overwhelming. You know what I mean? Because like one of the first days we was out with the cardboard and raising money, it was like $1,000 in a month. You know what I mean? It was like we was raising like $1,000 in a month. Then it was like $1,000 every 2 days. You know, just asking for donations with the art, and so the community really responded well, and it was from all people. You know what I mean? All people. I mean, as the People's Revolution, we went to all the suburbs, right? We took the art to every suburb, and it was getting out there that way. You know, and that was groundbreaking, because we was going into environments where we know they didn't want to see a black brown face. And we had signs to where they had no choice. You know what I mean? And so that was, I mean, specifically thinking about Germantown, Menominee, Falls, just being out there, and just the resistance. But we come into them with art, which is beautiful. You can't deny art. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna waste your time and say that's ugly and just to be mad at us. Like, you're not gonna do that. You just you have to let it speak to you. And I think that's what we was able to do with the message of art, and just really allow these people faces who we believe in and mean something to us speak to the people who was on the other side. You know,
who they probably didn't even have any knowledge of.
Right.
Any upcoming events at the gallery or sponsored events coming up?
Actually, yeah. So March 14th, we're actually going to have something. That's my brother. Zelly.
Okay.
And he's the artist. To come get your Tims done. They're super, super cool.
That's who
does the Tims and all types of other tennis shoes.
Adam.
He went crazy with the Spider-Man one the other day. So
Dope.
I'll just show you guys a picture. He went crazy.
Adam, y'all.
So actually on the 14th, it's actual National Craft Day for kids. So we're gonna have a nice event at the gallery and put something on for the kids where they can come be creative, dance a little bit, eat a little bit, you know. So yeah, we'll have it for the kids. Future details March 14th. It's a Sunday, I believe right around 2:00, but I'll definitely post the details soon on the Facebook pages and the Instagram pages.
Save the date for March 13th too. That's Breonna Taylor Day, National Day.
Okay.
Check Facebook. Instagram, we'll be partnering with, you know, some other organizations, some other art organizations, to be able to get that love out there for her too. So
absolutely.
Yeah. That's what's up. You know,
I'm putting all this
art out there every way you can.
Definitely.
You know, that's deep.
Yeah, we also had our art in some galleries too as a result of protest art. The Portrait Society Gallery. Our art was on display there this past summer. Shout out to Diane for getting that going. We had our art in Madison at the I can't think of the name of that gallery right now, but it was in Madison. It ran, I think it just ended January. And also we had our art here in the Sherman Phoenix. Nice. Upstairs at the I can't think of the art. Vibes Creative Space.
Oh yeah, I pointed that out.
Yeah.
I pointed that out. Yep. Remember when we had the photo shoot?
Yeah, I know. I know I say our art, but what's really out there is the images and legacies of, Breonna Taylor and George Floyd and Joel Acevedo, because that's what people connect with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not about who made it, who did what with it. It's about, this is what we need to be reminded of. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an EMT. Breonna Taylor is an EMT.
Yeah.
Like, we talking about somebody who knew how to save lives and was tragically, gunned down. You know what I mean? Like, that's unthinkable. That's where we at now. Like you were saying earlier, that's where we at now.
That's where we're at.
Like, how are we here now?
How are we at? Yeah.
How are we here right now? Like,
driving past people or, not thinking that somebody's hurting. We shouldn't be there as a society.
Exactly.
Facts.
Exactly.
Facts.
So, I'm sorry. What you said? So even with the connection with Breonna Taylor and you being EMT and like you being protesting, I done seen you working, like you not knowing people, you helping strangers out, like in that mindset. And you're thinking about Breonna Taylor, like where was your mind going in those moments where you're helping people? And then it's like you got to escape from the police, but you choose, I'm going to stay and help this person. Like, how did you make that decision?
I don't even know most of the time. It's just really just trying to stay calm and real, it's selfless. You put other people first as an EMT. I can't lie and say that's the number one thing on your mind as you approach the job, and your passion is, I want to save people. I want to help people in the worst moments of their life.
Right.
And so those were some real instances. I mean, where the police are around telling us to leave and we got people maced and down and don't they shock is real, mind you.
Yeah.
Shock is more, it can have just as much as an effect on the mind as a physical real injury.
Yeah.
When your body goes into shock, your heart rate increases, your consciousness is altered, you know what I mean? And you start getting sweaty.
Yeah.
All these different things happening, you know what I mean, that you're aware of as an EMT. You see these signs and symptoms, but you have to remain calm so that other person don't overreact and get even more emotional. So always first, it was really just about calming the individual. Like when we were in Kenosha for the Jacob Blake that week, I remember driving a young lady who had a laceration, a cut from a rubber bullet, I believe. It was over her eye. I drove her in my truck from that location. And this is
what I'm talking about,
from that location to the hospital. Mind you, I didn't know how to get to the hospital. I'm not gonna lie. Normally, we, as you need to know your route. You need to know the environment. I didn't know how to get to the hospital. So, and I thought about going live. This is real. I thought about going live. I'm like, well, I need my GPS, so I gotta go live or GPS. I said, I'm gonna use my GPS. So I gotta get her there.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's
Tony, one of our guests got a question for you. They saying, how has art impacted the house?
Who want to start?
Who want to start? Anyone of y'all?
Oh, I'm not the host. Am I the host?
She talking about us three. You didn't know you was a host?
Right.
Ooh. Oh, he in shock. This is what you talking about. You in shock.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna finish the story. So yeah, I'm figuring out how to get there. And I'm GPSing, and it was literally like 5 minutes away, but I swear it felt like 20, y'all. I'm taking lefts and rights, and mind you, there's streets blocked off. You know what I mean? Like they had streets blocked off. So we had already talked about going different routes, but in that moment, you don't remember everything. You know what I'm saying?
Like how did we get here?
I don't remember how I got there, but we ended up getting there, and I like she is freaking out in my truck. Literally, it's like the sound she was making is like she was going into labor, but she was just in panic and shock, and blood was coming down her face and her shirt. And so I took her in there and handed her off, and I stayed with her the entire time, that whole time. And so it's just, you know what I mean? Like all of us have that ability to put others first in us. It's just about really honing it. Absolutely. You feel me? And so I feel like it's just something I've been able to hone, and just something I'm using to help people and be there. You know what I mean? Like I've been in situations where I've witnessed family members pass in front of me. Yeah. Like I witnessed my sister pass in front of me. You know what I mean? And my father too. And so I don't want anybody else to experience that. And without having the skills. So that's where I come in at.
Well done.
Yeah.
That's deep. It seems like you find the need to provide, you know, a nurture and stability with whatever work that you do. Because I mean, you still have to understand that when people create something, you know, art does come from the heart. You know, I don't feel like you can create something and it have a message, you know, to people with a common mind of, you know, feeling something where it brings out an emotion of love. And then they look at it like, nah, that's just a piece of, you know, like you said. So, you know, that's you know, shout out to you, man.
Oh yeah,
you know,
respect.
show up like that.
Respect.
I can't cut steak sometimes.
Whole time he turning.
You gonna eat though?
I be like, wait a minute. It's still
pick it up and you
I don't like to look at fried chicken if it's blood.
Man,
I be looking at
like that. For real.
Yeah, man, that's deep though, man. It is. But to answer the question for our guests, we don't want to leave you out. We gonna answer the question.
Who want to start? Okay, because I'm the most talkative one right now. How has art impacted me? In many ways, like for one, I started out as a writer. Like I thought I was gonna be writing books. I thought I was gonna be writing songs and all of that. That didn't happen. But writing for me, it still helps me. Like even if it's just writing my goals out, like some people may not think it's art, but when I'm writing my goals, I make sure I use my best penmanship because I needed to speak to me. I gotta write some affirmations in there because I gotta convince myself, I gotta believe it, and I gotta know it's real. And then it's like a lot of stuff that I write, I put a heart next to it to signify like this is what you are most passionate about. Work towards that first, and everything else may just have a tick mark or something like that. But it's like even when looking at this cardboard, like it was junk. It wasn't nothing but junk that you can recycle. But then it's like once you put these images on here, now it's art. It means something.
Yeah.
Like even with the signs, like I remember I was making signs when we first started before I had to run up and down the street and whatever. But it was like the words I was putting on there. I made sure like certain lines curved a certain way. I wanted you to feel what I'm saying. So it was like, even though I'm not the most artsy or I can't, you know, I can color, but I can't draw. It's like sometimes I need something that's more therapeutic. And it's like, even if I got to color at school, like a lot of teachers, they don't know to like freeze, stop, think. You want a coloring page, and that'll be what'll keep them quiet. They may be cussing, but they gonna chill out.
Yeah.
And you know, they might put little cuss words on there, but they might scribble that out and put something else with some love. So it's like me,
but
I try to transfer that. I transfer that to my kids. Like, you better not say that. Don't say it out loud, but okay, write it. Now cross it off and put something positive. And they do it. Yeah. So it's like with kids, they love art. So it's like now I got to start back loving art and being able to project that on them. Like, don't walk away from that. If you want to be a rapper, go ahead, write your little lyrics. You can't use that word, though. Fix it with something else.
Straight up.
So
that's beautiful.
That's how I use it.
That's lovely.
How does art impact you? Specific, like your art, seeing your art all over the summer. I've seen it in a lot of places. I took one of your art pieces to Minnesota to take it to the George Floyd mural.
You did.
It's very inspirational that coming from a cardboard that people are motivated and even want to donate to it to just get it. Seeing it all over. You've seen it in Tulsa, Germantown. We out there with the signs and everything. The word is getting out even with just art. You can get the word out
with what we got going on with just even art. So it's very inspirational, motivational that people are so into it with just a work of art.
Mm-hmm.
How was that taking it out there to Minnesota? You knowing it comes from Milwaukee and you in a whole nother city, and they may not have never seen anything like it. Did you see anything like it?
No, it was a lot of different art out there, but you didn't see nothing like that. It was a lot of art.
There was a power in that, though, I bet.
Yes, it was definitely powerful to put it out there.
That's what's up. That's love.
That is.
It's dope, man. It's dope. Y'all know Brendan like to demonstrate. So for him to just come and be like, yeah.
Right, the demonstrator.
I got the best art.
Right. Shut it down.
Hold it and stay right there. I'm about to go shut it down.
Right there, art took him to Minnesota. Like, I'm gonna take this to Minnesota.
He hit me up too. Right. That's me all day.
Like I said,
Come right here.
Well, for me, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say, seeing my brother's mural, seeing me, Destiny on the wall, Khalil, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Seeing the whole wall for me on 12th and Believe.
All these black people.
Like,
young black people.
You know, that right there was, that was an impact for me. You know, that hit me. It was like, I could go, many miles, away from here. And that image, that of me,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, being spray painted on the wall is somewhere else, everywhere, And at any point in time, they can go repaint over the wall or whatever, but the picture, the image, to have that, that was like a trophy for me. So that was the best art to me that I've ever seen. I saw me.
Right.
Don't hate on me, but I saw me, and I was like, Martin Luther King got a monument. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I aspire to be great as well. And I carry my brother's name on my back. You know what I'm saying? To make sure, that we're not looked at the way that he was slain. And people don't have that feeling.
That's right.
So I just want to be able to say, you know what I mean? Y'all continue to do the work that y'all do. Continue to motivate people.
Yeah.
First of all, we need more artists. It should be 1 million people wanting to paint pictures of other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of whatever it is that they feel great about them. But it's not a lot of people that can express that.
Yeah.
So, I want to encourage all myself to say, keep on pushing.
Yes.
No, it's awesome. My husband, Rob, and I, it's so crazy because of how many commission pieces that he would get for people. So whether it be themselves or their loved ones or, a new baby. I'm sorry. Giannis. Yep. Giannis. No, I mean,
the Greek freak.
Yeah, Giannis was a big one.
Do the button.
Talk about the Giannis.
Giannis was dope. That was giving that to Giannis. Him and I carrying a big 8-foot painting out there, standing in the crowd. I mean, that was crazy. But our best one was Lil Baby.
Y'all did one for Lil Baby?
Lil Baby. The story.
I didn't even know that.
You're a Giannis fan, but Rob was a huge Lil Baby fan.
Yeah.
And Lil Baby, the story always will still bring a tear to my eye. But he was one of the very first artists that actually gave us money for a painting. When Rob and I were down, he helped us, and then he put us in his music video.
That's everything.
So that story always
in the video.
Yeah, his painting is in the video.
I got it. What video? What song is this?
I gotta look it up now. You're gonna catch me off
Sorry,
guard, but
I didn't know.
Yeah, he popped up with the art in the music video. Him and Sada Baby actually. So that type of support, just from people everywhere is just kind of thank you. I'm sorry. I'm still big old crybaby.
Family.
That's big.
Yeah, to be part of people's moments though. Even local people, you lost somebody for them to come pick up a painting and tell us their story and for us to be a part of it is magical.
Yeah.
And then I think for even big name stars to not realize that how much of a part of our story that they made, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah. So.
That's dope. I didn't know y'all was doing it big like that.
Oh, I mean,
that's dope.
Rob and I have met. Drika Gates was a big one. She came here to visit, and that was the first one. I think we went to sleep, and 3 hours later, we had 125,000 likes.
That's quick.
So,
yeah.
So stories like that. I mean, for years now. We've experienced them, but
That's
and
that
the
greatness.
local stories still
touch
your heart. You know what I mean? To just know that we've made a little bit of whatever day it was better by giving you something. So
I don't need to just meet people like that. But what places have your art taken you?
Places.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Like travel wise?
Travel wise?
Yeah.
Rob, Atlanta was a big one for him. But he's honestly, he shipped art everywhere. California. I think we even shipped one overseas to a young lady who was in the service. And I remember going to the post office and just being like, oh my God, we're shipping a painting like overseas. Like somewhere overseas, somewhere somebody has something of us. A piece of us, right? Like, and not only that, but then you messaged us, wanted us to make that for you. And then, it was crazy. So definitely Atlanta, California, Florida, Texas. Yeah. So we've been a couple places with the art and yeah.
That's dope. I just wanted to know. I like
Puerto Rico. Yeah. Puerto Rico. Yeah.
I like to travel. That's why I asked.
Definitely.
That's dope.
Well, you get Brandon a piece, so he gonna take it.
He gonna
travel with it.
He gonna deliver it.
He gonna deliver it.
Like I ain't need a reason to go to California.
When Nipsey passed, a gentleman actually from here went out to the Nipsey Memorial, but took a piece of Rob's art to the Nipsey Memorial. Very similar how you would have done with the George.
Wow! Look, you see, like dope. That's community, right there.
Yeah, full circle moment too. So yeah,
that's
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say. I want to say this. I wish I would have had a chance to meet Rob straight up. I just want to say that I feel like it's right, and that's true.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
For real.
Same
like for real.
No, for real,
awesome, man.
Damn.
That's one inspiring artist to another.
Yeah, because like on social media when it happened, I saw so many artists say like, I'm gonna pick my camera back up. I'm gonna pick my brush back up. Like I ain't know him, but I wish I did. Yeah. I know his work. And it was like a lot of people who wasn't, they reactivating their pages, they getting back to it, they finding somewhere to work out at, whether it's their house, finding a studio. I seen some people who I didn't even know were artists get back in the game. And I'm like, dang, I wish I would have known him.
Right.
Like, let me get some of the inspiration. Like, I need that.
Yeah.
But it's like to see that he touched people who he didn't even speak to. Man. He didn't even see. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's dope. And seeing the community just come together and mourn as one over art, that's beautiful. Something that's so slept on too. Like
straight up.
I didn't even think this conversation, to be honest. I know we was gonna get deep, you know what I mean? But like I said, I'm not artistic. This is like,
you be rapping.
This is therapeutic in itself.
Yeah.
I mean, to even talk about art.
Yeah.
I had the best stick figures you ever seen.
No. I definitely was killing it. I
used to draw hats on them this way, that way, frontward.
Tell them about it. Tell them about it.
Yeah, it was therapeutic for me, but I didn't think that the conversation was gonna be as deep as it is. It makes me want to tap into my artistic side, though. Definitely. And see what art could speak to me. Past just a portrait of myself or my brother, or the art of George Floyd. Because it is therapeutic to hear it in so many ways.
Man, your way with words is art.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. Like that's a gift you have, bro. Like for real, and that's being able to speak, to touch people, to touch their heart and mind at the same time. Words do that, bro, and that's how you able to really be effective and be who you are and share that. You know what I mean? And so when like speakers, they practice their words, and so they choose their words carefully. And I know that's something you do, and that's an art in itself. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to you.
You are artistic.
And he can freestyle.
If you choose your words, oh yeah, you artistic.
Yeah, and he can freestyle, like rap. I'm like, whoa, okay, you talented, bro.
Straight up.
That's what's up. Thank you, man.
Oh yeah, love, bro. Straight up.
Let's get back to y'all. Let's make sure we understand y'all's story a little deeper than what it is. To continue to spread the art and everything. And, it's touching. But a lot of people do need to hear it. What do you think art meant to Rob?
What art meant to Rob? I said this before, but Rob was so much of his art, but his art made him so much more. You know what I mean? Rob and his art, it like took him it was a therapeutic thing for him. But having that creative outlet that was given to him by his grandmother and that push and that positivity really put him in a different path in life. It really did. And he was able to provide for himself. You know, he was able to provide for a family that included children, a wife. We were able to create a business as two young adult married people together, all through this art. So his art meant so much to him. You know what I mean? It would even be hard for me to understand sometimes, as just being like, oh, you're just downstairs, you know, you're just, you know, what are you doing? Like, to me, even I would have to remember, like, Zena, this is how he's making our way. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the late nights, the 5 to 6 o'clock in the mornings to get the portraits done, to get orders done, you know, it was really his passion. Mm-hmm. It really was his passion. And it was, he put his everything into it. He really did. So all I can do is honor and put my everything into it as well, and just carry on that legacy and his name through it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That is beautiful. That's nice.
You're doing it too.
I'm trying.
How you can just take it and change it into something positive. It's not easy to do.
Yeah.
But we have to do that work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's something that placed us here in Milwaukee to where we have to save it in any way that we can.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know? So you want Revolution ready for a reason. A lot of people is not going to be ready for this part of the revolution.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But now they can be equipped and know that, you know, that passion, that drive, what you saw now that you didn't see is something that they too can carry on.
That's right.
You know? And that goes deeper into the message. So y'all make sure y'all support.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, art saved me.
Y'all
Art
make sure
saved
y'all
me.
support.
How did art save you?
Whew, oh, wow. Like, so last year, it was 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was 2020, right? For me, it was for me. Man, I landed on unemployment in April. Mm-hmm. And that was a game changer, you know, because nobody knew that it would be that deep and intense, just a whole pandemic. So it brought a lot of other challenges, and being at a place that I was at the bottom, finding just productivity, being productive, being active, you know, like having my purpose being used, walking in it. That's how art really drew me to the movement. It saved me, gave me my self-esteem back, you know, and it was really connecting with the individuals that I met out in the community, like Diana and Christina and Eric. And these are white people that have a heart of gold, you know, that really, really saw that this was like a Black-led, brown-led movement, but they wanted to be a part anyway and still be in the background, you know. And so when we came together, I found me again. You know what I mean? I found the same feeling that a job would give me that this art gave me. You know what I mean? Getting up every day, spending 10 hours in the street marching.
How did we do that?
Oh my God, we was out there 12, 16 hours, y'all. Like,
you guys actually marched right in front of the gallery.
We did. Right under there.
You're right under right there in front of the gallery.
We
and
did.
Rob and I took pictures, and I remember looking at each other like, we're a part of something here.
Yes.
We're experiencing something right here, right now,
met the
especially with our
revolution.
location.
Yes.
So that's awesome, because to even realize now that was you guys.
Exactly.
But
That was us.
Yeah.
If y'all came out the building, we probably would have told y'all to join us.
We actually did. And we had a couple of young ladies
You didn't know what time frame it was.
Exactly. Walk with us. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, it's the art, but it's Destiny, it's Brandon, it's Sedan. You know, meeting y'all, we didn't even know each other.
Right.
And the last thing I was thinking about was some art. It was like, let's hit these streets, let's walk, let's march, let's get this energy out, let's let the people know. And so what did we see? We just starting to see we need more things. Like, honestly, in my mind, I was like, we need more things. We need more security. We need more medics. We need more art. We need art. Art bring us. We got some money now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we alive now. We a whole body, you know. And so, honestly, to answer the question, I felt like I just played a role and contribute where I could.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that was a blessing.
That's definitely, it ain't easy being broke.
No.
So
No.
you have the creative finance through, just creations in itself and having feelings that go into it. That's dope.
Yeah. And to speak about the funds, I mean, we was able to raise over $7,000, you know what I mean, from really June to October, November, just from the different art pop-ups, and a total of $7,000, and give it back out to the community. So, and that's just coming from the community. When we had the George Floyd event back in October, I was talking with I think it was the Justice League, New York Justice League. Yeah, one of the ladies from the Justice League, and she was like, "Well, what y'all doing is direct reparations. We taking money, soliciting money from the community and fundraising and giving it back to the community where it's needed, and that right there seals it for me, And
that was a beautiful event.
Oh yeah, it was. It was. So like, again, just playing our role. Everybody got a role to play, in the world we live in today. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, seeing the George Floyd mural, I thought it was powerful because when I caught the, when he caught my eye, it was in different colors.
Yeah.
It was red, black, and green. And it was like, wait a minute. And I seen one that was pink and yellow. It was just out of nowhere. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, George look good pink. George look good pink and yellow. Like,
straight up. Yeah. Shout out to those muralists out there. The whole art community, True School, Sam, just everybody that's out here. It's a lot of unknown people that's really great. And a lot of these artists, they don't want the spotlight. They don't really want to be put out there and get their name recognized. So that's where I come in at really lifting them up, like the artists that I work with is just lifting them up and making sure that they don't diminish their own value in their work, because people love it. You know what I mean? I do, I'm a fan. You know what I mean? So it's needed too.
That's what's up. Y'all know what to do. Y'all better get these shirts.
Grab a shirt.
Y'all better go get y'all some art.
And get you some art.
Better go find a therapeutic way out.
Listen.
Exactly.
Because it can save you.
Yes.
It can save you from whatever you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Because that pandemic was rough. So it's like being broke. And you're around a whole bunch of other broke people.
And they
mad.
Right.
Too, and they hungry.
We hungry and thirsty. Somebody gonna fall out. Rob, where you at?
I can't, man.
I
wish I could record every time I scream Medic.
It was a lot.
See,
I knew Destiny voice from Medic. If it's Medic, if I hear Destiny saying Medic, I'm gonna run a little fast.
Because I ain't playing.
Yeah.
Now when you get there, I'm gonna be playing.
Right.
But it's a serious situation. Like, I don't know how to be sick. Like, that's my thing.
Oh man.
I don't know how to be serious. Oh my God, you finna laugh. Like, that's me.
It is.
It's a nervousness.
Oh, you bleeding, laugh.
Right.
Yeah, laugh.
Right.
That's how I got through. Like, when nobody crying no more.
Right.
Or they probably was laughing, crying, but trying to
same time.
Like,
so what can artists do to, get their work displayed at the Urban Art Gallery?
Just hit me up. Hit me up on Zena Smith Facebook, Zena Smith on Instagram, RZ Art Gallery on Instagram too. I want to have art of every kind, any kind in the gallery. Visual art, paint to canvas. I mean, sculpture, dancers, whatever your art is, I want to have it in the gallery. So literally just hit me up. I want it in there.
There's
Got
a place
bunch
for
of
everyone. There's a place for everyone.
Yes.
Bunch of questions.
Okay, let's reach out to some of our questions.
Some of we answer them.
Yeah, some of you might have answered.
That's for you.
Your aspirations.
His aspirations. I think she's referring to Rob Smith.
Some of his aspirations were really to just take the gallery and the art to like a whole nother level. We actually, our anniversary for the gallery is going to be April 6th of 2021 here. Okay. And we had a whole new movement coming together regarding the Art Save Me movement. We did open the gallery with the Art Save Me movement, but kind of COVID kind of slowed us down a little bit in what we wanted to do. So his aspiration definitely was going to take the clothing line, the Art Save Me movement. I got some statues coming, a whole bunch of stuff that he started. I'm definitely going to continue with it. So you'll see it. You'll see it soon. Mm-hmm. Just know that everything I'm doing, though, was definitely a part of his vision and my vision together. So
say less.
How are you continuing that? Like with your headspace and everything? Like, how are you even?
Kids are one reason I can get up and say that I can wake up, you know? I have a very strong community of people behind me. Rob and I spent definitely, especially this COVID year, a really good portion of this year, really cultivating the relationships that we were supposed to cultivate. And I don't know if it's God's divine nature or whatever the case may be, but with cultivating those relationships, those are definitely the people that are here and helping me in my corner now. So
what would you tell your pre-art self to send a message of hope, perseverance, and strength? So I guess before you became an artist, what would you tell yourself?
Like, how did you get up to do this?
You know, that's hard for me because I think I'm realizing that I've always been an artist. So I think the art is definitely what gave me that perseverance and that strength, you know, because I can create and do something. But I think, ironically, in my mind, I've always been some type of artist, regardless of what I was doing. So
you got it. And I think both of you can answer this question. How do you tie art into mental health in Black and brown communities?
Yeah, art is. Well, I tie art into mental health just by just the words I choose. So like in working with kids, art brings out the trauma if there's any trauma, it can bring it out in a very careful way. And in the Black and brown community here in Milwaukee, you know, kids who witness, you know, the Sherman Park, you know, response, whatever they want to call it, just the after effects of that, like what happened? What is that? You know, it takes a teacher, you know, honestly, it really takes a teacher, somebody that want to teach to help draw out. You know, that's what teaching is. It's really just drawing out what's inside of a mind. You know what I mean? Just a hungry mind. It could be somebody that's 12 or 21. I mean, when I was in HOC, man, listen, I met some brothers that was talented, literally talented. You know what I mean? Full of songs, full of all type of different things. And they was just sitting inside there, you know, like focusing on that ability and that talent. Just focus on that may seem boring, but it'll take you far. You know what I mean? And so that's what I think that's how you really tie it in is to who they are as a person. You know, I mean, we could talk about how, you know, it's healing, but what is the connection? What is it saying to the person that's creating it, you know, and the person that's viewing it? What is their relationship being built? You know, how is it helping them? So I think that's how you tie it in.
So I guess Sarah Smith said, can I share how receiving a piece of personal art touched me and my emotions flew?
Yeah, talk about it.
I can. So art
really,
you know, touched me in that moment where I seen, you know, a portrait of my brother who didn't get to make it to my wedding day. So when I got that piece of art, now to see him hand painted as the best man, you know, it just took my breath away. It was emotional, but in so many ways, you know, I didn't have to come face with the thought of, damn, another Christmas without my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Because you feel you see it differently because he's there, right? Yeah. Shout out to artist friend of ours, Tomas. He came the day after Rob passed. He came with a portrait that he did of Rob, and I swear to you, seeing this portrait every day in my home makes me feel like he is not gone physically from this earth. Emotionally, you know, it's hard. But when I walk in, hey babe, how you doing? it really speaks to you in a different way.
I feel like
that's
yeah, no, for real. Yeah. And actually in our gallery, Rob made a mural of his late grandmother and my great grandfather, who were our two biggest inspirations for doing what we were doing and working so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And the mural is downstairs. It's a huge 12-foot mural. And then even my mom, when Rob passed, she said, Zena, I can see why this was so therapeutic to y'all. She said, I just went downstairs and sat and I spoke to them.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing people
That's
like
good.
that visually really helps you emotionally. So.
That's good.
Y'all taking me back, man. Like, I got a black mom, for real. Like, for real, I do. Like,
A lot of people don't
for
understand
real.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
who is
my
Boo Boo the
mama,
Fool?
you feel me? So, like,
Not
Back
your
of my
mama.
heel one more
you see
time.
what I'm saying? Like, it's coming.
Stay on the
It's
porch.
coming. If you
Be in before the street
listen, you
lights.
better have everything done by the time I get off work.
Mhm.
Type mama, you feel me? Like,
Yes.
where you going? Who that little girl? Nah.
Let me come meet him.
For real. So, but my mom, she loved art, but never talked about it.
Mhm.
Like, it's crazy. I'm like just realizing this, just thinking about when he was talking about his grandma, how he talked to her, and how you talking to Rob every day still, because he literally right there. I remember now in the living room, my mama had this art of like black people
Mhm.
enlarged,
Yeah.
like caricatures of black people, and they like in the church
Yeah,
or
she
in
real
the
black.
club. You know what I'm saying? They're like dancing. You know, like these black people that was just on the wall. You know, like y'all know black people I'm talking about.
Yeah, she
we got in the
black,
house.
black.
Like,
Yeah, you- that's-
clay figures.
yes, the
Yeah,
clay
and they
figures,
tall,
fam. The clay
tall.
figures and
It's
the portraits.
abstract. all
Right,
that,
it's
like-
super abstract. I'm like, and I would just sit there and stare at it, like, man, them people look like me.
Mhm.
Like, I'm subconsciously saying this, but not, you know what I'm saying, out loud saying it. It's just had a. I feel like that's when I fell in love with art. You know,
Mhm.
like honestly, y'all,
Mhm.
I'm waking up right now at the same time, just having this epiphany. Like, it's crazy because that meant something.
Mhm.
Because every time we moved, she had that art.
And
She
you
put it
better
right
not
up.
touch it.
Don't touch it. Don't break it. That's
Don't.
going up in the same place it
Mhm.
would in the old house. Is going up in the new house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that art is real. And I would go into my grandma's house, my aunties. They all got at least a piece of that art too. You know, similar art. And so black art is always in the family. You know, it was always there. And it really is how we never had a conversation about it. Like, my mom, she just like, that's
Is there.
right.
Mhm.
Even the one with Harriet Tubman. Y'all know the photo with Harriet Tubman
Yeah.
with the gun?
Yeah.
With the, I mean, she walking through the
Savage-like.
woods. Like, that Harriet Tubman picture spoke so much to me, especially as I grew up and got more educated, you know,
Mhm.
in our history and what we went through, when you learn and then unlearn what you was taught.
in school.
Right. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? He like started with slavery. No, it didn't start with slavery. Harriet Tubman was a G, fam. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
An
it's
educator
respect.
too.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
She was about her money.
you
all
just
that.
all American. Like,
Yeah.
that. I grew appreciation for black women right then, even more.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? And so it's just like these messages that we've gotten over time through art that you may not really realize till you 33 like me. Like, it's crazy, but it's beautiful though at the same time, you know, because it does shape you. And I feel like that had to have an influence on where I am right now, what I'm doing,
Mhm.
you know.
So y'all tune in, y'all make sure y'all understand this message that's coming from the artists themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, the artists within us all. When you see something that's created and it creates something and you trigger an emotion, you should be proud to know that, you know, that's art.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
y'all make sure y'all check her out. You know, go to the gallery,
Get out.
snatch up the swag.
Yeah,
You know what
looking
I'm
good.
saying? Tune in to us, you know what I mean? And make sure
Looking
y'all tune
good.
in next Wednesday, you know what I'm saying, for another episode of Revolution Ready. And today's art session was brought to you by
Zena Smith, RNZ Urban Art Gallery.
Yes. Robert Agnew, Milwaukee Artist for Racial Justice. Revolution.
Ready.